Hey, how you doing? This is Seji Hito here to bring you guys another live stream, but this one is a little bit more important. Not saying that the other ones aren't, but this one is very specifically important. So it is Thursday, February 1st, 2024 at 3:55 a.m. Or as Gail would like to say, what are you doing a live stream at these ungodly hours, right? So you see the title. And again, I'm going to have a shorter version of everything that I'm talking about in a whole other video I already have recorded for you guys. So it'll probably be placed up after the live stream is initially over. So beyond all of the things that you have been able to see on social media, this is one of the things I think that a lot of people missed, wasn't notified about, or completely looked over. Nicki Minaj fans attacking Little Miss Flint online for speaking facts. So, if you're unaware, Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion have been going back and forth, right? Tit for tat, right? They got diss tracks and all these other things basically going on. And their fan bases are going at each other as well. And you have a lot of people that are getting caught up in the fray. So you have other social media content creators who have come out along with other people with platforms that have stated that, certain things have taken place due to the effect of them speaking for one side and, not the other, right? So you have this little girl, age 16, by the name of Little Miss Flint, right? So you see her Twitter directly up there. Her real name is Maria Copney, right? And what she wanted to do as a young black girl, she saw what was happening. She was like, you know what? I don't really want to see two black women who, are rich, who have money, who have platforms, who have so much pull in society. I don't want to see them fight, right? That's not a good look. And this is coming from a 16-year-old. So in her mind, she was like, you know what? Let's try to spin this into something good, into something positive. So she did this. She wrote, "Hey, at Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. I have an idea. Let me introduce myself. I am Marie, and I'm 16 years old from Flint, Michigan. I have been working half of my life to get clean water, not just to Flint, but to hundreds of other communities dealing with the water crisis," right? That's what she wrote. There's nothing wrong in what it is that this 16-year-old wrote, right? Some people say that, oh, you're inserting yourself in grown people's business, all this other type of stuff, right? And these are grown people saying this, right? Grown people who want to literally see two black women on social media fight, bicker, go at one another just for their entertainment, right? They're supposed to be fans, but yet they want two black women to literally destroy each other, and they're egging these things to go on, right? So the 16-year-old was like, you know what? Let's turn a negative into a positive. And this is something that'll be a good look for everybody, and everybody will be able to benefit from it, right? If she goes out and puts out an olive branch, which she did, Miss Maria Copney, right? She did it directly on Twitter so everybody could see it, and even tagged both of the individuals directly up there. And let's say both Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion decided to actually, take that branch, right? Try to just do something for this moment. That would be a good look for both of those women. And then on top of that, that would actually be a good look for both of their fan bases as well, right? Because if Nicki Minaj or Meg Thee Stallion decided to donate money, they would also bend a knee and decide to donate money too, because to the Nicki Minaj fan base, that is their God. To the Meg Thee Stallion fan base, that is their God. So whatever their guys decide to do, they will also follow suit. If their guys decide to be happy, they're going to be happy. If their guys are sad, they're sad. If they're jealous, then they're going to be jealous as well, right? That's how people tend to go in a lot of these fan bases, right? Cool, no problem. But to decide that you want to negatively go at a 16-year-old girl and you want to start saying negative things directly to her, that's a problem. And if people don't really understand or see, how much of a problem this is, let me just show you this image, because like I said, people don't believe it up until mainstream media starts to cover a lot of these things. So this is what mainstream media wrote, right? This is how bad it's gotten, right? It says 60-year-old climate activist is flooded with vile abuse from Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion fans after she urged the feuding rappers to donate earnings from their rivals' songs to clean water efforts in Flint. Now, the one thing I want to put an asterisk for this, right? Later on in the live stream, I'll show you, the proof of what I'm talking about. The young teen here, Miss Marie Copney, she stated that she's only getting this type of hate from one side, and it's coming from the Nicki Minaj fan base. Other people are like, "Oh no, you're getting this from both sides." Nah, she was like, "Let me set the record straight. It's only coming from one side. It's coming from Nicki Minaj's people. It's coming from her fans, right?" So let's go a little bit into the article that they have up here, right? They said a 60-year-old climate activist who has been fighting for Flint, Michigan to get clean water for 8 years has been bombarded by vile hate comments from Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion fans after she begged the feuding musicians to put their rift aside and help the city. Marie Copney became known as Little Miss Flint after she began helping Flint get access to clean water when she was just a child. After nearly a decade of fighting to put an end to the Flint water crisis, Marie took drastic actions when she put herself in the middle of an ongoing drama between Nicki and Megan, which has taken over social media after the stars took shots at each other through their lyrics online to try to make a difference through the celebrities. Although the teenage activist was trying to put a positive spin on the ongoing spat between the singers by asking them to donate to help in the water crisis, fans were quick to bash Marie with hate as they claim that they do not give an F about the water crisis or anything important that is happening. It began when Marie took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to ask the rappers for their help. She wrote, as you previously saw stated, at Nicki and Meg, I have an idea. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marie. I'm 16 years old from Flint, Michigan. I've been working half of my life to get clean water, not just to Flint, but to hundreds of other communities dealing with the clean water crisis. Both you and her have a huge platform. So I have a couple ideas. Your new song will get tons of streams. Can you please consider pledging to donate 1 cent for every stream you have on these songs for the next 24 to 48 hours? And while the 16-year-old was trying to bring the two rappers together for a positive change, many fans were more focused on letting the spat continue, right? So I'm going to showcase what it is that I'm referring to, right? Because I know that a lot of people tend to need proof when it deals with a lot of these things, right? So let me take this down right here. So we have this, right? And you see, these are some of the comments that mainstream media caught, right? So the article, right, that was written caught some of the things that people were saying. And even she said it herself directly on her Twitter. She was like, yeah, I've been getting hundreds upon hundreds of negative comments specifically towards me, right? So, and I want people to actually understand this. This is a 16-year-old that has spent the greater portion of her life on this planet. She's only 16. Since she was in single digits, she's been advocating to get clean water into an American city, right? The United States is the first world country suffering with third world problems. But this little girl is shouldering and taking that upon herself. She's not having a normal childhood. She's not going out there and playing with the other kids. She's not worried about normal teenage things. She's worried about world issues, adult problems. But you have adults out here that want to be disrespectful and nasty and despicable to a 16-year-old, right? So you got one person up here said, "Girl, F you." Another person said, "Hey, Marie, shut the F up and call some government. We busy today." Another person underneath said, "God forgive me, but um, I don't have to tell her to stay out of grown folks' business," right? There was something else underneath that, but I, put the thing together. Another person said, "We don't give enough." Another person said, "You can filter the water we use after we mop the floor with this B Meg the Stallion. Until then, step aside. This is grown folks' business." Another person, "Who the F?" Another person called her a clout chasing hoe. Another person said, "Girl, STFU." So I want y'all to understand that these are all grown ass adults that are telling this 16-year-old girl who is actually trying to be beneficial to the planet. Like, a lot of people are wasteful with their lives, right? A lot of people don't know their place. A lot of people don't know their destiny. A lot of people don't know their station in life. She made one for herself. At a single digit age, she decided that, yo, I don't want to waste my life. I want to spend my life being beneficial to the planet. I want to spend my life being beneficial to everybody else that is human. I want to take on this issue since obviously other grown ass adults can't seem to actually do it. That's what she decided to do. And because she decided to do that, because she wanted to use this opportune time, because, you know, everybody's talking about it, she inserted a real problem. And grown adults are sitting up here calling her a hoe. And you mean to tell me that nobody's calling this a problem or an issue, right? Because last time I checked, people sat up there and stated that there is no protection out here for black women and young black girls, right? Where are the black men and all these? So where are the black women who are a part of both of these clans to protect this young girl who is actually on business? Where are those women at? You got women in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Where they at? Y'all idolize Nicki Minaj, y'all idolize Meg Thee Stallion, y'all talk about them all the time. Hot girl summer, I'm about to get prepared, for Meg Thee Stallions. I'm about to get prepared for Nicki stream. I'm going to be streaming the song 2 hours in a row for 12. Like, y'all can do all of that nonsense for somebody who doesn't specifically care about you. You can do all of that nonsense for somebody where it doesn't even register that you even exist. You're doing more for a person that deems you to be invisible versus what you would actually do for yourself. But then beyond all of that, you decide to come from some little part within yourself, and then you decide to attack a 16-year-old black girl. And all I see is adults okaying this, not having a problem with this. That's where we are. And like I said before, these are black men and women doing this. There's also a specific type of black men that are doing this. But like I said before, because it doesn't fit the narrative, you're not going to hear a lot of people talking about it. Because it's completely fine for one type of black man to go out of their way to call a young black girl or a black woman out of their name. But let it be somebody else. Oh, magically everybody's in hysterics. Everybody is, they got a loud voice. Everybody has a platform. Everybody wants to bring awareness. But where are all of the people with large platforms to help speak out and protect Marie Copney? The 16-year-old girl doesn't deserve any type of this vile hate because she wants to bring real awareness. She wants to try to actually solve a problem where most adults you can clearly see in front of your face are talking about, oh, I don't care. Shut up. Stay out of grown folks' business. Like, it's crazy. It's clear-cut crazy. And then to make it worse, right? You got some other comments, right? Like these, the ones that I just read off to y'all. Right? Just let these marinate. Let them marinate. Like I said, when I generalize and I say that people don't care about the kids, I mean exactly what it is that I say. And nobody's going to tell me or show me any different. Like, you're going to be arguing with a brick wall. I don't care if you got kids or however you basically doing stuff. When I say and I generalize that adults don't care about kids, I mean what I say because I got all the proof that I need. When I can literally capture and see grown adults saying all of this about a kid that's trying to fix a real world issue, yeah, I know I'm right. I know I'm 100% right. And like I said before, it's crazy to me that, people with larger platforms than mine ain't covering this, ain't talking about this. All the black women that wanted to sit up there and have something to say. Matter of fact, let me specialize that. All of the black women and men that have something to say about Brickgate, where everybody was agreeing, right, with the brick lady. They wanted to defend her tooth and nail from last year to this year, no matter what evidence was out there. Where are you at to use your platforms in this situation? Where y'all at? All of those women that wanted to sit up there and scream and hoop and holler about black men this and black men. Where y'all at for this young black girl? Because like I said, all the time I always hear that there's a type of sisterhood, right? Since black men are not able to protect the community and black women and young black girls, their own daughters or whatnot or whatever, black women are like, hey, we got to sit up there and do it ourselves. Where are y'all at to sit up there and protect this girl that's actually on business? That's trying to fix and solve something that realistically adults should be fixing and solving. Why is it that a 16-year-old has to do something that we should be able to do? That's all I'm asking. Like I said, this is ridiculous. This is 100% ridiculous. 100%. Let me go back to the other one here. Right? Let me read some of these off right here. Look at that. What is this? Right? Person up top said, after you play with her and ask her if she was okay, you better hit Rock Nation up or something, Little Miss Flint. She said, maybe because there are actual crises going on in the world and beefing between millionaires isn't the most important thing in the world. That's a 16-year-old sitting up there telling grown adults, yo, y'all need to do better. A 16-year-old. She literally, if you look in the right-hand corner, she worked with a scientist to come up with that water filter. All of these adults that are coming directly at her have never done anything important in their life. I don't care if they're an entrepreneur making six figures, millions of dollars. They ain't never done nothing important. They're all selfish. All selfish. This little girl is doing the most selfless thing I've ever seen in my life. She should realistically be worried about, like high school, relationships, fashion, whatever it is. She should be worried about normal teenage girl stuff, but here we are. Because we got a lot of adults out here that are so weak and pathetic, you got a 16-year-old that got to sit up there and pick up the slack for grown people. How does that make a lot of adults out here should really be embarrassed? That's the only way I can put it. A lot of adults should be ashamed and embarrassed that a 16-year-old is doing more than you have ever done in your life. Wow. She don't have a college education. She don't got a degree. She don't got a career. None of that. But she's doing more than a lot of these other people directly out here boasting on social media, boasting on these podcasts and all this. Like, this is crazy. A 16-year-old is outshining grown adults. How? There is no excuse. But like I said, grown adults will make excuses for everything, right? So you have another woman down there. She said, there are people also getting harmed in Palestine. We don't give a F about water that's been dirty since forever. Wow. So to prove that you don't care about a situation, you decide to bring up another situation that has nothing to do with the situation just to say that you realistically don't care about both situations. Like, what are we doing? What exactly specifically are we doing? And like I said before, grown adults are allowing this type of slander, this type of hatred, this type of vile to get thrown at a 6-year-old girl that's trying to save people. Wow. Another person said, why do you people keep running to social media to amplify it? I'm not attacking you, but it seems like you keep bringing this up when there's more going on in the world. Huh? So you're telling her that the issue that she is facing in her town is not as important as other issues in the world, but yet you're trying to say that you care about the other issues in the world, but you don't care about this one because you don't deem it as important. Like, what are we doing? These are, like I said, these are grown adults. These are not children doing this to another child. These are grown adults, 20s, 30s, 40s, people that got kids. Like what is this? Like, what are we? Like, this little girl has literally met with 2 sitting presidents. She met both with Barack Obama and she sat up there and met with Trump. So I'm a little bit confused. Again, she's done more than most adults. Most people just vote for their president. She actually met with presidents. What, like I said, there's levels to this. And this little girl is over most adults. That's a shame. But yet they feel like they can be online boasting and trying to question and antagonize and say all these nonsensical things specifically to a child. What are we doing? So how would you feel if this was your child? If this was your family member who was actually out here doing something, then adults started attacking them online? Wouldn't you feel some type of way? Wouldn't you feel like that's disrespectful? Wouldn't you feel that people are doing way too much? But like I said before, a lot of people are not going to understand up until these things specifically happen to their kids, to their loved ones, to their family. Like I said, it's all nice and fun when you're able to do this to everybody else because ain't nobody trying to do it back to you. But like I said, everybody gets their time. Everybody gets their moment. Everybody gets their turn directly on the wheel. It's just obvious that a lot of people, they might have skipped that turn. Karma might have, skipped them or missed them for right now, but it's coming. In one way or another, it's going to sit up there and hit. And when karma hits, people are not going to sit up there and like it. The moment in time that karma hits, people are going to try to be pointing fingers, blaming everybody else, being angry at the world. But realistically, by the actions that a lot of these adults online are taking, you need to be actually angry at yourselves. Another person on these said, girl, you go help. There are so many things happening all around the world. Shut up. Again, another person that's reiterating the same stuff that somebody else just said. Like I said, you would actually want to think that a lot of these things, a lot of these people are bots, but you'll be quite surprised to find out that these are actual people. You'll be quite surprised. But like I said, this is why I made sure to put that picture directly up there, because that's the water filter that she worked with a scientist in order to create. But yet you got somebody telling her, oh, why don't you go help? She sat up there and raised money on her birthday, of all things. Which let me see. Do I got that that directly up here? Let me just see. Let me see. Yes. So let's go to this clip right here, right? Underneath, I made sure to put the caption directly under it. It says, my birthday is 9 days away. Hashtag Summer Bash is in 10 days. I'm turning 11 years old. Can everyone please donate $11 to help me throw hashtag Flint Kids the best summer party ever, please? Flint kids need fun just as much as they need water. So not only is this kid trying to celebrate her birthday, but she's like, you know what? I got some good things going on for me, but I don't just want it. I don't just want myself to be happy in this. I want to share that same happiness that I have with other kids. How many human beings are willing to actually share their happiness with other people? They're not, because a lot of people are selfish. A lot of adults are selfish. And let's just put facts exactly where they are. Again, you have at this point in time, she was 11 years old, outshining grown-ass adults. She's like, I want to share my happiness with other people. I want to try to raise some money so that these kids can have a little bit of happiness, since they got to deal with, such hardships, dealing with the water crisis in Flint. How many grown adults have actually done this in their lives? Not a lot, if any. Because a lot of adults are selfish, as I stated. You got grown people telling her to go do more. You go out there and do it. You go go get in contact with political officials and all this other type of stuff. Making all types of excuses. All types of excuses. Right? So then, last but not least, this person underneath said, what have you actually done so far? This is the type of stupidity that we have in society, where people can jump on a phone, which is a supercomputer, and they decide not to research the person that they want to reply back to, because everybody thinks that they're right. This is what I told y'all for years. Everybody wants to be right, but nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody who is leaving a negative comment towards this little girl, all wrong, dead wrong. 1000% wrong. But like I said, you can't tell a lot of black people nothing, because they think that they know what's best for them. So I'm just going to read it. I'm going to put it like this. If people wonder why it is that you got some kids in the younger generation that are very disrespectful to those who are in the older generation, this is why. This is why. Because y'all have not earned any type of respect. I'm talking about for the older people out here, right? Y'all ain't earned no type of respect. You out here disrespecting somebody of the younger generation. She said that she's going to run for president. I think it was like 2044. Deep in the future. This young girl. And you're trying to sit up there and come at her negatively, knowing the fact that her generation is going to be taking care of your old ass, and you want to be disrespectful to somebody that's trying to actually clean up the water. She could, for all intents and purposes, she could turn into Dr. Blight from Captain Planet years later. She'd be like, you know what? I tried to save y'all. Let me switch it up. We about to sit up there and just poison everybody water. Like I said, people don't understand the energy that they put out. It has to go somewhere. You better hope. All of these people out here better hope that at no point in time she decides to become some type of mad scientist. You better pray and hope. Because this is how it basically works, right? People say that you either die long, you either live long enough to what, be the villain, or you die early. You know, when you're the hero. I forgot how it goes, but like I said, she's a hero right now, and she's getting a lot of hate from black people in the community, especially the ones who are associated with Nicki Minaj, coming at her negatively, saying all of this type of stuff, acting like she ain't really put in work. Again, she's put in more work than most adults have ever put in their lives. And that's just bars. That's 100% facts. It is not even up for debate. But like I said, this is how you want to sit up there and treat the future. You got grown-ass adults treating the future like this, and you expect the future to actually give a damn about your old ass? You want them to actually take care of you when you're in a home? You want them to sit up there and save you from a fire? You want them to sit up there and respond to a burglar break-in when you're in your home? Word? You want them to sit up there and save your life when they're a surgeon? When you need a heart transplant, kidney transplant? You want them to sit up there and be in control of your anesthesia? Really? Like I said, a lot of people don't even understand how deep this actually goes, and how a lot of the things that you happen to say that will start to grow in a person. It'll start to gather, because all energy goes somewhere. Some people are better at dispersing energy. Other people just let it collect. And they're like, you know what? I'm just going to let that build here. I'm going to keep moving and keep doing what it is that I do, but I'm going to let it build. And then soon enough, it'll be released in one way or another. But like I said before, a lot of people don't like to keep track of or measure the type of energy that they put out. And you're putting all of this negative energy directly on this young black girl trying to do the right thing. Like I said, I don't see larger platforms out here trying to protect and defend her at all. I really don't. And it's quite baffling when you look at it. It's quite baffling, right? So you got this one here, right? So one person said, urge Big Sean and Eminem to do it, right? So this is when I talk about equality doesn't exist, because people like to cherry pick being equal, right? Because now we're living in a time period, women are owning more houses than men. They got businesses, they're entrepreneurs, they're chasing a bag, they got the money, they got the big bank accounts, right? So the moment in time that, and this is not even like a boy, this is not even a man doing this, a 16-year-old girl is putting two grown-ass women to task. And you got this grown-ass woman talking about, oh, tell the men to do it. Huh? Where did that even come from? Where did that come from? A 60-year-old girl is talking to two grown-ass women, one of which already has kids. How do we get to Big Sean and Eminem, right? So then you look at Black Label, they said, okay, so I looked. Eminem and Big Sean have both donated to the Flint water crisis already. They also brought media attention to it. Little Miss Flint's tweet went out to NICKI and Megan prior to the Eminem and Benzino thing, but I don't see the issue with her asking them to bring awareness to it. Notice, like I said before, the accountability and responsibility. The moment in time that you start putting pressure on a lot of women out here, they want to shift that. They want to move the goalpost. They want to put that, displace it somewhere else. And I'm like, wow, so you don't want this young girl to help two grown women just squash this just for a little bit, so that something positive can actually take place, instead of full-fledged destruction all over social media in between two groups of people. This is almost like Bloods and Crips right now. It's like, what is going on here? And people, grown adults, are literally egging this on. They're finding more of a problem with a 60-year-old girl trying to help the world versus two groups of people that are selecting sides for adults that don't even care about them. Like, how do you worship guys that don't even care about you? Like, I'm a little bit confused on that. How does that work? And I could have sworn, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Bible, doesn't it tell you that you cannot worship two gods? You cannot have two masters. But this is what I'm witnessing online. I'm literally witnessing grown ass adults selectively choosing a celebrity, another human being, to be their God that they will kneel down to and obey and do any and every single wish and defend them tooth and nail and even risk their lives in order to try to save that celebrity's name and defend that celebrity's name. You do more out here than you do for your own family, yourself, and your kids. These are grown ass adults. Again, you would expect this from children, but these are grown adults. And then the craziest thing here, I wanted to save this for last, but we're already here, right? This person in the middle, this ED, Eddie, whatever, said, I hope baby girl walks out of this situation like 50 Cent after taking all of them bullets. Next time, clout chase elsewhere. So is the internet your block? Why would you try to associate a 16-year-old young girl with a real life situation that happened to Curtis Jackson? That's a little bit weird to me. What are you exactly specifically trying to say? And then you're trying to, well, next time you won't be here. You won't be coming to this block. You won't be coming to this scene. You won't be speaking on this celebrity's name. Like, what are we doing? You sending out threats to a 16-year-old? You grown ass people out here sending threats to a 16-year-old? That's what we're doing? Is that really what we're doing? Like I said, I need somebody to let me know. Maybe I'm overreaching, right? Maybe I'm overreaching. Maybe I don't know what it is that I'm specifically talking about, but none of this is making sense to me. Like, literally, none of this is making sense to me at all. I'm just trying to figure out, how does this exactly work? Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, how does this really like play out and how does this work? Like I said, I need answers. I 100% need answers. Because like I said, I really expect more from a lot of adults directly out here. Like, this is why I say the things that I happen to say about the black community when I generalize oh so heavily, because I see a lot of stuff online. Like, I'm tired of people sitting up here, oh, you can't, trust everything that you see, chat GPT, AI, bots and all. I'm like, yo, you're just trying to make it seem like these things don't exist and that people don't say these things in real life, but they do. I'm literally showing you people. You can go look up their Twitters or whatever. You can go see these people in real time saying this stuff to a 11-year-old girl. I'm sorry, a 16-year-old. Like I said, this is madness. This is straight madness directly out here. I'm trying to get this other clip because it gets a little bit worse. It gets a little bit worse. Trying to get this clip for you real quick. It might take a little bit to download, but I think I'll probably just screen share it so that you guys can just so happen to see it. I'll just do that. I think that'll probably suffice because there's no audio or anything to it. Let me see. I got to do a window capture, right? So this is what we're looking at here, right? So let me just. Oh, it actually downloaded. So technically, I didn't have to do it. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, so let me just do that. Right. So we're going to take a look at this one, right? And this is what I said before. You got men of a certain community, black men of a certain community, that decide that they want to act a certain type of way to a 16-year-old girl, right? So again, on the left side, you see what it is that Miss Marie Copney wrote, right? And The dude Terrell underneath said, "WTF? What does this have to do with anything? I'm sorry, but y'all be reaching." She said, "Oh, Buki, you trying to check me? Did you come over here to call me a hoe again?" Terrell replied, "When did I ever call you a hoe? Hoe, right?" So he doubled down on it, right? This is a grown ass man. I want you to understand this is a grown ass man of a very specific community that not only called her a hoe once, twice. So then she sat up there and showed the caption of what he did. This is where the wow comes in. It says, "Are you okay? Because why are you here, hoe?" He did it once, twice, three times. That's a grown man. But like I said before, I find it weird that grown men of a specific community can come out here and call somebody's daughter a hoe, and you don't see black women out here losing their minds. I'm a little bit confused. Like what specifically is going on here? Like, where are the black women to shut down dudes like this of a certain community of which you love and you support? Where are you at to sit up there and shut these dudes down and make sure that they don't talk about your daughters, your nieces, your granddaughters, right? Where are you at to make sure that this is not a thing that takes place? To let them know that this is not okay. Nowhere to be found, complete silence. But now, let me put it like this. Let it have been somebody that women just so that some of the women out there hate so much. Let it have been for, much respect to Chris Brown, but I have to use you for an example, right? Because of how people feel. Let it have been Chris Brown that came out and basically said this. Do you know how many black women would have lost their minds? Do you know how many black women would have tried to end his career? They would have tried to just do everything to just ruin Chris Brown if he decided to say something like this, right? They would have all showed up. They would have been all over TikTok. They would have been all over IG, all over YouTube, all over Twitter, all over social media. But the moment in time that you got your best friend, showing up to the comment section, talking to a 16-year-old like this and laughing about it and thinking that it's ha ha he he, I don't see black women up there defending this young girl. Why is that? All of the platforms, like I said before, all of the platforms that I've always seen and heard where they want to talk about, black men don't, in the black community, they don't protect black women and young black girls. Where y'all at to sit up there and talk about this man? Oh, I forgot. Because he's of a certain community, because he's your best friend, you're not going to sit up there and say nothing about that. Because you don't view him as a threat, you're not going to say nothing about that. That's crazy to me. That's 100% crazy to me. This is somebody's daughter. And you got women out here allowing this grown man of another community to disrespect a 16-year-old black girl out here. Huh? That's where we at? That's what's popping? That's what's good? That's what other women out here are agreeing with? Black women, that's what y'all doing? Like I said, I do my best to be as even as possible to showcase a lot of the things that should not be taking place. This is one of those things that just shouldn't be taking place. But like I said before, a lot of women allow this. A lot of black women allow this type of rhetoric, allow this type of language to be used towards them and also their daughters. But at the end of the day, these are still men. So you're advocating and allowing and justifying a man being able to do this. When women always sit up there and state that, women go through a lot of things, why are men always silent, right? So when women see what it is that young girls go through by way of men who are their best friends, maybe a family member, loved one, a best friend, whatever you want to sit up there and call it, somebody of a different community, why is it that y'all stand silent? Y'all just sit there and watch. And if y'all not doing that, y'all will sit up there and cackle, and y'all will decide to go in on the same young girl that needs your protection. But yeah, people want to sit up there and try to tell me that there's a sisterhood when it deals with black women. Where is that sisterhood at? If I'm watching literally live in 4K, a 16-year-old that's doing more than any adults out here, she was doing this since she was in single digits. I'm sitting up here watching live as she gets disrespected. And other black women are doing it too. not just on Twitter, but also on IG. But like I said, it's dead silence on that though. The double standard is crazy. Like I've been saying for years. Been calling this out for a very long time. You want people to sit up there, black women, you want people to sit up there and love you when you don't even love yourself or your daughters out here? You don't even love these young girls out here, but you want everybody to respect and value you when you sitting up here standing here and allowing one of your own who you side with, y'all both go after the same men, and you're allowing him to sit up there and disrespect one of yours? Wow. Wow. And like I said, and people always try to say, yo, Seji, you're the bad guy. Seji, why is it that you always sitting up here talking about black women? Why you always generalizing black women? Why have you not seen all the stuff that I've covered? Past and present? 3 different platforms? Do you not see the comments that are being allowed towards a 16-year-old that's actually trying to do something beneficial? And I just want to sit up there and state this. Shout out to everybody that's actually here right now, because I promise you that a lot of other people actually got the notification that I went live and they saw the title and they opted not to sit up there and look at it because they were like, oh, here he goes talking negatively about black women. This is why nobody should subscribe to him, because he's anti-black and anti-black. Like I said before, when you happen to actually have the facts to back up a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, a lot of people don't want to show up. A lot of people that normally run their mouths under my comment section under a variety of videos, and they want to try to challenge and they want to try to debate, and they never show up to these live streams to start speaking here. They never try to bellow out loud. They never try to beat their chest during these live streams or try to prove me wrong about something. Because like I said before, when we're on a topic, we're on a topic. You can't scapegoat this. You don't have a leg to stand on in this. So this is why you don't see a lot of people talking. This is why you don't see a lot of people showing up. Irregardless of the notifications that YouTube doesn't put out, this is why you don't see a lot of people deciding that they want to show up and speak on this, because they don't have nothing. Because no matter what a person has to state, I'll just keep going back through the comments. I could just go back through her Twitter. How are you going to refute that? How are you going to justify that? How are you going to dispute? You can't. So this is why a lot of people, they just stay watching and they don't say shit. They stay silent in the background. Like I said before, and silence speaks volumes. The moment in time that people are silent on a very serious issue, you are compliant in accepting and justifying what it is that is actually getting highlighted and taking place. And people wonder why it is that you don't have other people willing to try to step up and protect and shield other people. That's because nobody wants to do it. Like I said before, everybody wants to be right, but nobody wants to be wrong. I got a lot of people in the background that dislike me, my voice, my channel, and the topics that I cover. And I ask you every single time that you stay here watching in the background, pull up to the scene. I'm talking about a topic right now that's dealing with black women, that's dealing with young black girls. Pull up to the scene. All the stuff that you always wanted to sit up there and say about straight black men not protecting the community, not speaking up, not trying to lend their voice, not trying to use their platform. You got one sitting up here doing it. So speak the fuck up. Actually say some shit now. Protest against the shit that I'm sitting up there talking about. Like I said before, it's like a lot of women always want to sit up there and say stuff about straight black men all the time. They always want to hate those black men all the time. But when it comes to your best friends, what happens? Dead silence. I done sat up there and watched men of another community beat the brakes off of black women. And I'm literally watching other women egg on the fight. So I'm literally watching a black woman getting her head beat in by her best friend, and then watching other black women okay and justify that beating taking place by way of a black man of another community. But every time I see these fights and stuff, happen online, do you know what I hear from black women? Nothing. I hear dead silence. But let it have been a black man that was, straight, and he decided that he wanted to lay hands on a woman. Social media would explode. You know how many black male content creators who always try to shield black women no matter what they do? they would try, to speak up against this. I've seen it time and time again. Even if you got a black man that's actually defending himself, you will still have people justify and say that, hey, she can hit you. It is what it is. You're a man. You're strong at the end of the day. But like I said before, and the reason I'm stating this, a physical altercation versus verbal, is because some people have stated to me that physical is on an equal playing field, such as verbal, right? So this the 16-year-old girl, she's not taking, physical hits from anybody, but she's taking a lot of verbal chit chat from a lot of black people, both men and women. Does anybody not think that that is going to be harmful to this young girl's psyche as she's growing up? Again, for her to be able to still deal with this and still have the wherewithal to try to be on social media talking about like, yo, irregardless, we still need to, come together. This is a problem that do you know how much that takes for her to be able to do that at the age of 16? Most adults can't even do that. Most adults have never even stood up to their actual bullies in real life. Most adults have not stood up to their parents for the abuse that they gave them, their father for their abuse that they gave them, their uncle, their grandfather for the abuse that they gave them. They never stood up to any of their aunts, their mothers, or anything like that. You never even stood up to your actual boss who is over you at the job, who shits on you every single day. But because you have no control, you feel you have no control of that situation, because you feel that you can't save yourself from that, you want to sit up there and push all of that heartache. You want to push all of that BS that you can never deal with onto a 16-year-old. And she's handling that shit better than 90+% of adults that are moving and breathing in life as we speak right now. Y'all ain't shit. The greater majority of adults out here, and I'm generalizing like shit. A lot of y'all adults out here that say that y'all doing y'all adults, y'all paying bills, y'all ain't shit. And y'all ain't never been shit. Your mama ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. Your granddaddy, your grandmother ain't shit. The horse that you rode on, your God ain't shit. Everything that you got that revolves around your universe ain't shit. Because you're allowing a 16-year-old to take on more shit than you probably ever could in your life. She ain't out here drinking. She ain't smoking. She ain't trying to sit up there and blame. She ain't trying to deflect. She's taking every single thing to the chin at the age of 16 from grown-ass adults on social media that's trying to take a shit on her for doing something positive, that's trying to stop two black women with large platforms, multimillionaires, trying to stop them from fighting. But you got grown-ass motherfuckers out here that want to keep two black women fighting. But what happened to the protection for black women, though? I thought we were supposed to care and love and value and respect, but yet I don't see that when it deals with Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. I don't see that. I see grown-ass black women. I see grown-ass black men allowing both of these women to destroy each other online. And all of those fan bases are just sitting back with popcorn, eating, chilling, relaxing, chit-chatting, and enjoying the festivities of two black women destroying each other. And I'm like, so where are black women to talk about this? Nowhere, because they're a part of the exact same scene. So it's like, well, there you go. Nobody's protected black women. How about that one? Let's bring that up for a discussion. Right? You say that black men ain't protecting black women. Black women ain't out here protecting black women. Let's talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that? Okay, cool. I thought so. Like I said, a lot of people that I know right now are sitting in the background that don't even like this platform. Just talk. Say something. You don't like none of my content. You always be unsubscribing, resubscribing, all of this other type of flagging videos. This is your time to actually talk because I'm here. This is live in 4K. I'm actually here. I can actually talk back to you. We can have that conversation. You ain't trying to actually do it though. Like I said, a lot of y'all are cowards. The same way that you got adult cowards online sitting up there being with this 16-year-old, a lot of y'all who are grown-ass adults, I don't care if you're a man or a woman or an it, y'all cowards. Because y'all like sitting up there speaking when can't nobody respond. You want to sit up there and just talk to a standard issue video, but when it comes to a live stream where somebody can actually respond to you and showcase facts and shut you the fuck up, you don't have nothing to say though. And I'm like, wow, ain't that a bitch? How that be working? And this is when I sit up there and say that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Right? So if I use my platform to speak up for this 16-year-old who is getting disrespected by the vile hatred online, this is the most anti-blackness and anti-black woman shit that I've seen in a long time taking place by black women and black men of a certain community. So I'm using my platform to actually showcase and highlight how much of a problem that is. But I get nothing but silence from the people who dislike my content and judge me and critique me all the time. Nothing but silence. Like I said, and this is why I sit up there and say that this 60-year-old is doing more than a lot of other adults directly out here. And a lot of adults are not shit. Ain't shit and never will be shit. She done found her destiny. If she didn't find it, she fucking created one for herself. What are most adults out here doing? Not a goddamn thing. Drinking, smoking it up, partying it up, spending motherfucking money on trash and garbage, and then complaining about being broke and doing the same thing on repeat every single day. You got some of the most religious motherfuckers out here who go to church, who know Bible scriptures, taking a shit on this little girl. And I'm like, where does it say in the Bible that you're supposed to be disrespecting a young woman, a young girl that's out here just actually doing shit? Where does it say that in the Bible? Where? God actually allows that? Like, what God do you believe in? Like, what Bible is that? What verse? Somebody give me a verse real quick. Like, where are we at right now? Like I said, this is straight foolishness. Like, yo, I can't even make you understand the amount of anger that I had earlier today on how quick I just wanted to just go online and start raging because I saw how it is that this 16-year-old is getting treated. The amount of comments, some of which I didn't even show up here, the amount of comments and the amount of hatred and stuff that she had to go through is ridiculous. No 16-year-old should ever have to face things like this online, especially you doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do this. Where's the window for this? Where's the window? Right. So we're going to take a look at Miss Flint's Twitter. Right. So this is live in 4K. Right. So if anybody would like to see her IG. I'm sorry, not her IG. You want to see her Twitter? This is it in 4K. This is my mouse clearly moving. This is not a pre-recording or anything like that. This is a complete live stream, right? So you see her just putting stuff directly out there, right? She said, there are millions around the globe without access to safe drinking water. This is why I am starting #Wednesdays for water. Every Wednesday, I will share a place that needs clean water and how you can help, right? She's out there doing something for kids for Easter, right? Again, it's Wednesday for water. Today, I want to talk about some steps that you can take to protect yourself from lead in your water. You cannot visibly see, smell, or taste lead in your drinking water, so you cannot depend on these things to indicate that there is something wrong with your water, right? And like I said, this is a 16-year-old that is sitting up there informing people about their own water. A lot of people, I promise you, she's probably tested more water in her lifetime than most adults. I've at least tested water when I was younger because I had science class and they actually taught us some things. I can't speak for this generation or the younger adults before, after me. I don't know what they're sitting up there getting, but I promise you, she's even tested more water than I have. And she's out here trying to educate and tell grown ass people common sense shit that they should actually know. Like, hey, you should actually know the stuff that you're putting in your body is poisonous, could potentially cause cancer, could potentially cause Alzheimer's, in dementia, all different types of things, right? Because there's a multitude of chemicals that will have reactions with your cells, with your DNA, that will trigger certain things to take place as you progressively get older. But like I said, common sense ain't that common, right? So this 6-year-old basically said, filtering your water with a NSF certified filter is the main thing that you can do to protect yourself and your family from lead in your drinking water. She next said that if you do not have a filter, make sure you run your tap water for at least a minute to flush the pipes and reduce the concentrations in your water. Next, always cook cold water. Do not cook with hot water from the tap. She later stated that if you know your water source has lead in it and go under a boil water advisory. Boiling the water increases the lead concentrations in your water. No level of lead is safe to consume. See, I didn't even know that. I did not know that if you already have lead directly in your water and you decide to heat that up and boil it, it will basically increase the concentrations. How many grown ass adults that are directly on Twitter that's trying to shit on this young girl actually knew that? They didn't know none of this. None of this. I promise you, you question any of these adults about the food that they eat, about the water that they drink, about the air that they breathe, they don't know a damn thing up until mainstream media basically tells them. And by that time, it's already too late. But she's trying to tell you and educate grown folks ahead of time. But like I said, a lot of grown people don't want to do research. They don't believe that a child can tell them nothing because a lot of grown folks think that they know everything there is to know about the world because they've been here longer. Please. You don't know shit. You got a lot of other kids out here that know more about the world than you do. And you went to school and college. How does that work? That don't even make sense. Make it make sense. Somebody, please. I can't even calculate that into a formula that would make it right because it's not. But like I said, this is what happens when you underestimate other people and you feel that you have all of this knowledge and all of this. Like I said, it's crazy out here. Another one, she said it took until 2023 for Flint to get a cancer study with the spike of cancer since the water crisis began. Think about that. They had polluted water. That water was causing Legionnaire's disease. I had videos way back when talking about this. It was causing skin lesions, Legionnaire's disease. People was having breathing problems. People was having problems with their mental. People were having organ failures and organs shutting down. People were dying. So if all of that was happening because of the water, guess what? Cancer is more than likely next if it's not already there. But again, why do you think that the government didn't want to sit up there and do a cancer study or a test? Because they already knew what was going on. And this young girl been sitting up there dealing with this and going about this problem. This is her home. This is where she is. And she's spending the brand new, fresh life that she has in order to bring awareness to a situation that grown-ass adults should have already fixed. Should have already marched about, but you got more people arguing about Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. They want to argue about that like it's really something. But they're not really about fixing issues though. But I promise you, let any of those people have a hardship like somebody in a hospital, like a car crash or something even more devastating. They're going to be the first ones online like, hey, hey guys, I know we've had disagreements, but this is a time that we need to set that aside and, we need to look within ourselves and be human beings for once and, try to look for other people and try to help them out, against all of the stuff that we like to say online and hatred. This is not that time because I'm really going through. That's what they're going to be doing. Right? When it's time for other people to be in that sadness, to be in that well of darkness, they want other people to come there and basically help them and save them. Because it's specifically their problem. It's affecting them. It's something that they can actually touch, see, hear, and smell. So it's real to them. But this situation dealing with the 16-year-old, it's not real to none of these grown-ass adults directly out here that I showcased to you from all of their comments that they put up on social media. It's not real to them. So they're fine sitting up there referring to this young girl the way that they want to refer to her as. Like I said, looking at a grown man of another community that is a Nicki Minaj fan that wants to sit up there and call a 60-year-old girl a hoe. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Doubling and tripling down directly on that. Like I said, that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's daughter you're deciding to disrespect online. She's soon enough going to be a full-fledged black woman. And this is how she's sitting up there getting disrespected online. And you got a multitude of people just watching. We're not even in the era of like World Star anymore where you just World Star and people start filming. Now we're just on social media and people are just sitting there watching. They're just allowing this to happen. No corrective measures or anything to stop what it is that is happening to her. And like I said before, people want to look at me as I'm the bad guy when I want to highlight stuff going on with black women. No problem. Like I said, I'll be that villain. I will happily do that. I got you. No problem. I will fulfill that every need in that fantasy that you need in order to hate somebody. I got you. No problem. So then you had another person. I guess they decided that they wanted to leave a comment. I'm not going to sit up there and directly click on that because what I found out sometimes is that some of these people have pages that have very obscene adult content type things. So I can't risk actually clicking directly on that. But again, this is directly on her Twitter, live in 4K. You can go directly, through her Twitter as I am doing in front of you right now, right? Another one, she said, I've been working on my filter project for 5 years. As of this year, on top of doing half a dozen projects / events for local kids every single year, there are no big foundations backing me. I can tweet about the issue all day, and for the most part, nobody listens. Let me just reiterate that again. She's been doing this since she was in her single digits. She tweets about this. If you look throughout all of her pages, this is basically her job. Something that she really doesn't even get paid for. This is what she talks about all the time. She's not ranting and raving about, boys or makeup or fashion or favorite music or movies or where she wants to sit up there and save up money to go or buying a brand new wig. She's not doing none of that. She told you that she's been working on this filter project for 5 years. She can talk about it, boast about it, bring it up all she wants to, but at the end of the day, nobody listens. She said, I don't have huge platforms like other activists. I've asked for help from foundations, nonprofits, celebrities, politicians, and companies. I've had adults tell me to stay in a child's place more times than I can count. I do this work because everyone deserves access to clean water. I do this work because I see the need in my community for necessities every single day. I want to give the kids here the world. I do this work because it's exhausting seeing those in charge doing the bare minimum. You have a 16-year-old girl out here talking like a full-fledged grown woman that has walked miles. And she is correct. Adults don't listen. People in power do not listen because nobody likes to pay attention to children when they're actually intelligent and doing the right things. They want to pay attention to the ignorant ones. They want to pay attention to the ones going in and out of juvie, in and out of jail, in and out of prison. They want to pay attention to all of the kids out there doing the wrong things. Those are the kids that always get the utmost attention. Look on social media. You see it all the time. You don't see people posting about the positive things that kids are doing every single day. Nah, because that's not entertaining. Because again, people like drama. People like negativity. What she is doing is not negative. So this is why you don't have a whole bunch of people, grown-ass adults, posting about it. Because there's no type of other energy that they can feed off of. Because too many motherfuckers out here only know how to feed off of negative energy. And I don't think people actually understand that. You got people that can have a symbiotic type of relationship. You got people that purely work with positivity. And you got a lot of the world, 90+%, that work off of negativity. And they feed and siphon directly off of that because that's the only way they know how to survive. A lot of people who are negative, they can't siphon anything off of this. When they want to throw negative energy, they expect that back, right? Because that's all they have and that's all they know. After that negative energy is gone, they're exhausted. They're spent. They got to go rest and they got to go, re-up on some negative energy. They can't re-up on positive because they don't know how to manage and deal with that. Their mind can't quantify that. Their bodies can't even entertain and hold that energy because they don't know what to do with it. So like I said, again, this is why I showed you guys the comments that I showed y'all when it deals with this 16-year-old. She's literally telling you, I've tried to talk to foundations, celebrities, politicians, company. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Why is that? And then better yet, why is it that ordinary people who got money ain't doing nothing? Grown-ass adults online going back and forth for their gods. Like I said, let me go back again. Correct me if I'm wrong. We got some Bible people directly in here, but correct me if I'm wrong. I ain't been in the church for a minute. I ain't touched the Bible in a minute. But doesn't it tell you that you cannot serve two masters? But yet you got grown-ass adults deciding that they want to quote-unquote serve God on Sunday, and then the rest of the week they want to worship whatever deity, aka their celebrity of their choosing. They want to sacrifice for them. They want to crash out for them. They want to fight for them. They want to give gifts to them. But yet, what are their gods that they worship, these celebrities? What are they actually doing for those ordinary people? Not a goddamn thing. But like I told you before, a lot of people are more entertained and interested by those who don't actually acknowledge or pay attention or value or respect them. So a lot of these people who got meaningless lives, a lot of these people who are, used to not being acknowledged, right? They get engrossed in this type of thing when it deals with celebrities. They're completely fine with it. And this is the hill that a lot of adults would rather die on. And a lot of these adults would never try to do anything positive, such as donating and working with this young girl and trying to give clean water not only to Flint, but other places around the United States and the world. Ain't that about a bitch? But everybody's always screaming and crying, talking about, oh, we need more good people out here. We need to highlight more good stuff. We need to do this. And we who? Because like I said, a lot of adults ain't doing nothing. You want to sit up there and always talk about a problem. You always want to highlight a problem, but you never want to be part of the solution. But the moment in time that a 16-year-old girl is the solution to a problem, you want to say that she's the problem. How does that work? Like somebody calculate that for me. Get a calculator and add that shit up for me because it ain't making sense to me. Like I said, I ain't the greatest math student. I'm not a mathematician, but that's not mathing to me. The figures ain't right. Like I said, you got a 16-year-old out here talking more adult than adults out here that are adults that are adulting. Like, it's crazy out here. Let's keep going. Right? And then she got to call this out, right? Pop Crave said the cemetery where Meg Thee Stallion's mother was laid to rest has notified local authorities and increased security at their facility after their location was leaked. So you got people online that decided that it's that serious that, yeah, we're going to sit up there and leak Meg Thee Stallion's mother's grave so that people can, deface it, so they can disrespect the remains of the dead. That's what grown adults are doing. You got a 16-year-old sitting up here telling y'all what's wrong with y'all. That's crazy. That's 100% crazy. And like I said, I'm going to put it like this. A lot of these people are not going to understand what's really up until something drastic happens. And I'm just going to sit up there and state that a lot of people online need to start gathering a lot of the Twitter handles, a lot of the YouTube handles, a lot of the IG and the TikTok handles who are a part of all of this nonsense, because when something goes down, all of these people need to be held accountable. And I promise you, unless something negative happens at any moment in time to anybody here, there's going to be a lot of people scattering like roaches. There's going to be a lot of people making their social medias private because nobody want to be accountable. They want to be a part of the problem. They want to be a part of the chaos. But when it's time to be held accountable, you got to show up in front of a jury. Oh, I wasn't a part of it. I didn't say any of that. I wasn't in it that far, right? That's what people are going to say. But like I said, put them all up. Put them all up in jail. Let something sit up there and happen. And it always does, because somebody will magically take it way too far. Put everybody in jail and prison. And some people are like, man, social media ain't that serious. You don't need to, it's bad what happened, but you don't need to put everybody in jail and prison for what one person. No, yes, you did. Because somebody could have sat up there and called out that one person. Somebody saw what was going to take place. A lot of people had conversations. A lot of people egged it on. A lot of people gave justifications. Like I said, everybody out here is an accessory, and treat them as such. Let something happen. Treat everybody that is involved as an accessory. Like I said, none of this is going to stop, and I'm going to keep reiterating and stating this. Anytime that the government wants to enact a law where they want to associate people's government name to their everything that is social media based, I am all for it. Enact that right now. Because the moment in time that you enact that, that's when people are going to have to start thinking. People, oh man, I can't really say what I want to say because this is my actual name, and now my jobs can see my social media, and now everybody knows, all. Yeah. Now you being held accountable. So now you second guessing what it is that you want to state because you know it's going to be stupid. You know it's going to be ignorant. Like I said, start enacting that. I'm all for it. Like I said, for the longest time possible, I was against the government and them trying to enact certain things like Orson Welles, 1984. I'm all for it now. It's whatever. Like I said, nobody wants to be accountable or responsible, so you got to force them. You got to make them. Let it be that. Like I said, I don't know what senator, who in Congress got to start doing this, but it needs to be done. You got too many people out here that want to start saying nasty and disgusting things to a 60-year-old girl who is trying to sit up there and spend a little bit of life that she just got on trying to sit up there and make it better for everybody. But everybody want to sit up there and take a shit on her. No, get some senators or some Congress, throw some money in their pocket so some laws can get passed. So that now your actual legal name is going to be associated with your social media. I bet you a lot of people are going to stop talking. A lot of people not going to have all the opinions that they normally would have. All of the people that are quote unquote haters, they're not going to be so brave now. All of those people that like to send some type of threats towards celebrities, oh, you're not going to be doing that now because the FBI got you. They officially got you now, and everybody else knows exactly who you are too. Like I said, everybody is real cool to say stuff when you got the anonymity to hide behind the screen. But the moment in time where it's like now everybody gets to see you, everybody knows your name. Now you're like, oh man, it's like, yo, it's not even that serious. I was just playing. It was just games. I didn't mean none of that. No, you meant all of that. You meant every single word that you sat up there and said to that 16-year-old. And like I said, and I'm going to keep reiterating what I've always stated on this platform. Beyond all of the things that I've talked about, I've specifically made sure to talk about and highlight the problems that a lot of kids have to face. And how it is that they don't have the protections that are necessary, the things that they actually need to shelter and guard them. This is what this is. You got a 16-year-old out here that's getting attacked online by grown-ass people, black people at that. Out of everything in life, this is where this is 2020. This is the one of the main start offs for 2024. This is what we're doing. Wow. I feel sad for the rest of 2024. It's looking sad now. It's looking real sad. Wow. Let's keep going. Right? Elmo even got some disrespects being online as well. Sesame Street. Right? So next she said, a little over 48 hours, still no word from either artist or their team. 8.3 million impressions, 20K retweets, still getting attacked by the Barbs. So again, for anybody that heard me go over the article from the Daily Mail where they said that both Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion's fans are attacking the 16-year-old, again, that is false. There's only one group who is specifically coming after this 16-year-old girl. She's telling you live in 4K. Let me move my mouse. Let me just highlight this. Still getting attacked by Barbs. But you have people trying to go in the comment section and tell her, no, you're getting this from both sides. No, sir, ma'am, whatever you are. She's getting this from one specific group. You're not going to sit up there and try to call this kid a liar on top of the fact, trying to tell her that she needs to stay in the child's place. On top of the fact, knowing that the information is there, you're trying to sit up there and say that you got the real facts and the information. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Like I said, grown-ass people having these conversations with a child. Trying to tell them what's wrong and what's right and what it is that they should be paying attention to and what it is they need to mind their business on. Ain't that about a bitch? And y'all wonder why it is that the younger generation does not respect the older generation. Let this be a case study. Let this be an example. Again, if anybody out here that's a grown-ass adult that's directly in this live stream ever wonder why it is that the younger generation don't respect none of the older generation, let this be a sample. Because it ain't her peers. She's 16. You would expect other 16-year-olds to be coming directly. Nah. These are grown people, grown men and women coming after a 16-year-old. Like I said, I'm going to keep repeating myself throughout this live stream like a broken record. So I'm just letting people know just to be prepared. You know? And then she showed off another tweet from somebody else who made like a food pantry that people can just walk up and just get the food specifically that they need. Like I said, she's talking about positive stuff. If I go click on any of the social medias that the people that were being negative towards her, if I go look at theirs, I promise you it's not going to be no shit like this, because I promise you the dude that sat up there and referred to this young girl as a hoe, he don't got nothing positive up there. All of that shit is specifically drama-based. It is trash. It is nonsense. It ain't nothing to do about caring about another human being or trying to save or trying to make something better for someone. Nothing. Like I said, these are grown-ass people that got jobs. But you call yourself an adult. Okay. All right. Yo, it's crazy out here. So she said 470K until we hit 832K. If we keep it up, if we keep it, we'll be over my goal. Over my January goal is 832K and on track to hit 1 million goal by the end of the year. Like I said, she's been doing this for so long and she's just now reaching these numbers. Like I said, where are all of these these content creators that got these huge platforms? Everybody that's always talking about like, yeah, I use my platform to help. I use my platform. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? What's the use of having a platform if you're not sitting up there trying to use it to both call out the wrongs that are taking place and to also highlight the good that somebody is sitting up there doing while they're getting all of this shit piled on top of them? Like, what's the use? What's the actual use of fucking being a content creator? What's the use of having all of those Ks, those hundreds of thousands, those millions? What's the use if you ain't actually benefiting nobody but yourself? What's the use? Like I said, this is why I say before, like a lot of content creators are selfish. Just to be real, just to be factual. Just to be real and factual. Because proof of which, go on a lot of these content creators like social medias and shit, how many times, other than like a Mr. Beast, he's the only one, and I'm going to reiterate, he is the top and the only one that is really doing this shit the way that it should be done. Like that dude has sat up there and cured like blindness. He has sat up there and planted trees. He's bought up home. He's done a tremendous amount of good. But other than that, how many other content creators have actually used their platform to benefit other people or to do it in a symbiotic way? How many? On a continuous basis? How many? How many of your favorite content creators have done that? Just question that. Just think about that. Like I said, people need to start questioning and critiquing a lot of shit. People need to be asking more of a lot of content creators out here. Because it makes no sense, again, to have such a large platform and you really ain't sitting up there doing shit. Like I said, especially the people on TikTok. Like, yo, this 16-year-old needs some defense. Somebody needs to sit up there and be on guard. Where they at? Nowhere. Like I said, it's crazy out here. She got to sit up here and defend herself versus grown-ass adults. That's not even her job to do. That's crazy. And that was the article that I read. She was like, the Daily Mail is covering bullies now too. Yep. Like I said, that's how big it's gotten. The Daily Mail sat up there and caught wind and saw what was taking place. But where are all of these massive, large black social media platforms? Where do they have to sit up there and highlight and talk about this? Nowhere, man. She said 260K till the 831K. Another one. She said it was from Jet Magazine. These girls are at it again. Let's take a moment and bring some positivity to the situation. For those who don't know, Little Miss Flint has been striving to bring awareness about the Flint, Michigan water crisis and fundraise to help support underprivileged communities for years. But oh wait, there's more. Because let me click directly under this one, right? I think it might be down there? Let me see. Nope. There's a guy that decided that he wanted to call her a narcissist. I'll probably get to it in a minute. If not, I'll just make sure I download the picture here. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So I'll just make sure that's number 7. So I'll just make sure to download that right now for it, just in case I don't have it as I keep going through, her Twitter account, right? So she said later on, this post has been up for 24 hours, 6.6 million impressions, no response from either at Nicki Minaj or Megan, and I've gotten hundreds of negative comments from Barbs. Again, this is the second case of her basically telling you who it is that is specifically attacking her on social media, both on Twitter and on IG. She's telling you that it's Nicki Minaj's fans. She's telling you, the 16-year-old is telling you that grown-ass people who love Nicki Minaj are out here attacking a 16-year-old because she wanted to try to do something else with the energy that is being placed out here, because she knows what it is. She's 16 and she basically sees what this trash is. And she's trying to, use that energy to gather everybody up and to push towards a more positive thing. Like I said, I look at this as like the Tupac and the Biggie situation. Nobody understands stuff up until something drastic happens. And then people going to be sitting up there mourning and talking about, man, it wasn't even that serious. It was just words. People got to, do better. People got to, get away from the internet and not take it so serious. But you was a part of the driving force, though. How you going to tell somebody not to take it serious when you're not sitting up there telling them not to take it serious, but you're egging them on? You're giving them justification. And then the funniest thing is, a lot of these people that's under this young girl's Twitter, they play both sides. They got a Twitter, an IG, and a TikTok for Nicki Minaj, and then they got a whole other one for Meg Thee Stallion. I done seen this before, where you got a lot of these people out here that play both sides, egging all of this stuff on up until it reaches to a critical mass, and then they just want to sit back, relax, and laugh at all of the devious work that they have done, and they want to sit there and look at what it culminated into. Like I said, this is disgusting. Somebody said, take that beef and turn it into who can donate the most money to a cause that's worth it. I love this. Plus, this could be good PR for both of them. They both could use it right now. That's bars. But you don't see a lot of grown people talking about that or trying to really get to Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. You don't see that basically taking place and happening because a lot of people just don't care. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to literally watch this in 4K and to see this happen. Again, you can go to Miss Maria Copeney's page, and you can find out all the information that you need to find out about this young 16-year-old girl who is trying to fight for humanity. She's not trying to fight for black and for white and for Russia and for China. She's not doing none of that. She's trying to fight for humanity, for what it is that humans should be able to just receive and get, which is clean water. Notice how it is when you got somebody that's looking at the battlefield and they're just trying to do something generally for everybody. Notice how both of the two sides that were against each other now look at that person as an enemy. See how that works? People are fine with fighting and bickering with one another because they're getting something out of it. They can't get nothing out of it if they got somebody that's trying to benefit and help them out. They're like, yo, what is you doing? You're messing up the fun. You're messing up everything that we got going. You're just trying to sit up there and squash everything. That's not what we want. We want to sit up there and keep fighting and tearing each other apart and throwing all of this negative stuff. If you don't leave us alone, we're going to, instead of us war against each other, we're going to start warring against you. That's how jacked up this is. That's how jacked up this situation is. And then let me go back to a further extent when I sat up there and said before that black people want support from everybody else, and then they get mad when other people don't support them. But yet black people don't support themselves. The black community could have been gotten this girl millions of dollars. Y'all sat up there and got the brick lady. How much y'all give her? About like 40 to 45K? But that didn't fully go through. But yet she also had a Venmo and she had a Cash App, and y'all still donated money. Even after all of the information came out with the DA, still trying to find a way to donate and to get her money. But yet black people can't seem to find a way to help this girl make it to $1 million. Just that. She's only just asking for $1 million. And black people can't even do that. Magically, black people broke when it comes to a positive situation. But when it's negative, oh, you got so many black people on a NICKI or on a Meg stream. They're sitting up there throwing up little hearts, spending money, spending dollars, giving them to these millionaires who already got millions from your broke ass. But your broke ass can't sit up there and give $1 or $2 to help this young girl get to $1 million so that she can benefit everybody. That's how ass backwards society is. And that also shows that people don't actually care about people. The celebrity worship that is directly out here is disgusting. It's crazy. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any type of sense. And you're not going to tell me that you're religious or you believe in the Bible or God when you're literally serving two gods. One that you idolize that is created by man, and then the other. Like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy, but let's keep going. She said, one lesson my mom taught me from a young age is that at the end of the day, everyone is human. Celebrities and politicians are just regular people. No need to get obsessed or act crazy over them. This is something a lot of people need to learn. Let me correct that for you, champ. This is something that a lot of adults need to learn. Because you are more of an adult than any of the ones that are on social media that has anything bad to say about you. A lot of them are raising kids right now that couldn't even raise a candle or a light to anything that you're doing right now. And that also makes them mad. They're seething at that as well because they know that they're raising failures. They know that they're raising kids that are going to be detrimental to society as they grow and progress. A lot of those adults that are raising kids knows that they ain't shit for parents, and they know that their kids ain't going to be shit. So because they know that, they want everything else around them to reflect that exact same thing. And when it doesn't, they lash out and they start attacking. So this is another reason, champ, why you're getting attacked. Because ain't shit people hurt other people because they ain't shit. Like I said, it's crazy. This could not have been my daughter. We would be having problems. We'll be having huge. This could not be let me tell you. We wouldn't be doing this. Wouldn't be doing this. A shout out to her mom. Shout out to the mom for raising such a logical 16-year-old that's more adult than a lot of other adults specifically out here. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. So she said a quick search of the PFAS map should scare 99% of the country. I'm not even sure what that is, right? So let's just see this, right? One person said that I want every legislator to govern like every one of their children and grandchildren has cancer-causing chemicals in their blood. Go look in the mirror. You have them too, and do something about PFAS. Any legislator not taking a stand when they hear about this is owed money. Right? So this is what I was talking about, right? So she said that Lamo, he called me a narcissist, right? So this dude named Gary, right? This random directly out here, right? He let's go right to the post, right? He said, raising the fist like a socialist in front of a mural painting of herself. This is peak narcissistic behavior. I want you to understand that this is a 16-year-old. This is a 16-year-old that is not in her mom's basement. I want y'all to understand, whenever people talk about like incels, those type of guys like the neckbeards and stuff like that, like dudes who are just like straight virgins, they live at home, never been around a woman, couldn't court a woman, don't know how to talk to a woman. They've really never had an interaction other than their own mother. This is what that looks like. We got a grown-ass dude living in his mom's basement, his grandmother's basement, deciding that he wants to call a 16-year-old that is fighting for humanity to have clean water a narcissist because she's ecstatic that somebody painted a mural of her because she's actually doing something positive. So she deserves to have that type of light. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty dope. So she's ecstatic, right? So then he doubled down. He was like, a narcissist, grandiosely is thought to arise from a combination of, anti-gnostic. I'm just going to mispronounce every single thing in there because I very much dislike this guy and everything that he's in a sense doing, right? I'm just going to let that be known. Core with temperamental boldness defined by positive, emotionally social dominance, reward seeking and risk taking. Grandiosity is defined in addition to an antagonism by confidence in such and such and such and such. I want y'all to understand how weird it is to have a grown man go to the extent of making a post about a child. I want people to actually sit there and think about that for a minute. This grown man is making a post about a 16-year-old girl. You should be worried about grown women. You should be worried about yourself. You should be worried about grown men. You should be worried about getting out of your mom's house. You should be worried about actually getting your first date, not being a virgin at 40. There's a multitude of things that you should be worried about. Matter of fact, you should actually be worried about getting your health together. You shouldn't be worried about and making a think or thought piece on social media with how many followers you got directly up here. Let's look at you for a minute, Gary. You got 304 following you. For what reason? I have no clue. And then you got, I'm sorry, you're following 340, and then you got 29 followers. So because you can't get your own attention, you can't get any of that. You can't even be relevant. You decided that you wanted to attach yourself to a 16-year-old girl that is doing more in her life, of her 16 years of life on this planet, than you've ever done. And nobody finds that weird. And people wonder why it is that I say that kids out here don't receive or get any type of protection. This is what I'm talking about. When you can literally sit here and you can watch comments of men make comments about 16-year-old. Like, what are we doing here? Like, where specifically are we at in society where this is an okay thing, right? Everybody wants to talk about Nicki Minaj and they want to make millions of tweets and all this other type of shit. But when you actually got somebody that's in need of some defense, where are all of those tweets at? Where's all of that verbiage that you normally see on Twitter? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. And she just basically left up here defenseless, having to sit up there and defend herself. You got a few people leaving comments, but at the end of the day, look at that, it's only 7. But yet when I showed you the other post that she made, it was way more, especially when people wanted to go back and forth with her. When people wanted to tell her, oh, stay in the child's place, mind your business, stay out of adult business. It's crazy. Like I said, she's trying to use this negativity and flip it. Hashtag Bigfoot is trending. Hey, at Nicki Minaj, take a look at this thread, please. And Nicki Minaj is on Twitter. She's on social media. She lives there. So for her to, again, not magically see this, I guess because it's not Megan that's a part of this or part of the situation, she don't got no energy to lend, right? I guess that's where we are. But like I said, she done called out Nicki Minaj a multitude of times. She done called out Meg Thee Stallion as well, multitude of times. No responses from any of those black women. One person said, I can't believe some of y'all aren't familiar with Marie. She's so sweet and really an icon. She's been at this a while and has helped so many people. One person said, comments are just asshole human beings telling a 16-year-old she's annoying for asking them for help in the middle of their corny ass rap beef. Insane, just insane. Really, you choose now to say something. Girl, this ain't the time. You're too young to understand. Humanity is doomed. And that dude is right. He literally gave you some of the things that people were saying directly to Miss Marie. And he's right. Humanity is doomed. She's trying to bring awareness to this, and everybody else wants to tell her to just like shut up. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like I said, like this is just it's crazy. They forgot quite a few states. They forgot quite a few states, but you know, it's whatever it is. Somebody said, future leader of the world, as much as we talked about beef, let's at least donate $10. Right? And this person showed that, hey, I sat up there and donated some money to try to get other people like, hey, you know, put up some money. If he can put up $10, look at that. Oh, let's just look at this. Right? 11K people saw this tweet. She only got one response directly from it. One response. And this dude is the only one that I've seen on Twitter that's like, yeah, let me sit up there and donate some money real quick. Instead of me sitting up there pony up money for trash, let me actually do something that's worth it. Let me just put something towards a decent cause, a good cause. And he did that. Shout out to you, sir. I you know, like I said, you know, shout out to you, sir. I'm not even gonna pay attention to like the whole tag because I just realized and saw that. But you know, like I said, he put money to a good cause. It is what it is. I ain't judging. I'm about to roll directly off of that though, right? And then you see that something, right? Trump at one point in time was a sitting president. Obama at one point in time a sitting president. So for a lot of people out here to ask, what have you done? Or you need to go talk to your people. And she's done that. She's actually talked to presidents. A lot of motherfuckers out here are just voting. Like, let y'all know something. Matter of fact, where the fuck is Roland Martin at? Where is he at? Isn't he always telling people to vote Democrat and shit? Always telling people to get out there and vote blue and all this other type of shit using this platform. Like, yo, somebody sit up there and have Roland Martin pull this girl directly up on the platform to shine a light directly on this nonsense out here. He got a big ass platform. He got millions of people that sit up there and watch him, hundreds of thousands of people that sit up there and watch him and listen to him every single day. Like I said, where are all of these motherfuckers at with these large ass platforms to basically showcase this shit? Like, what's happening? Like, what is really happening? Like I said, I wish with the platform that I got, I wish I could actually do more. I can't. This is literally the most that I can literally do at this moment in time. Because it's not where it was. Like if this was back when, you know, 3 to 4 to 5 or whatever years ago, yeah, we could probably get some stuff going. We could probably actually even start up like a fundraiser. I have no type of pull, no type of nothing. This is the most that I can sit up there and try to do to bring awareness to this situation. Like I said, where are people like Roland Martin and the many others? What's that the other black dude out here? What is it? I was about to say Jason Statham. What's that dude's name? Brandon Tatum. Where is he at? Where is he at? She didn't sat up there and took pictures both with a Democrat and a Republican. She's in the middle of the aisle right now. And she sat up there and said that ain't nobody listening to her. So where's Roland Martin? Get Roland Martin and get Brandon Tatum. Get both of these two because they're on opposite sides of the aisle. Get them to sit up there and get this girl on their platform. They got millions of people directly up there. Where they at? Like I said, it's funny to me how we got black men out here with platforms, and you know when it comes to very important stuff like clean water, we ain't really seeing nothing. And I'll put this one little asterisk up there. Even if you did do it once in the past, get up and do it again. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's 2024. It's a brand new year. Some people might not have seen those videos. You might got thousands of videos up there. I know because at one point in time on this platform, I had thousands of videos, about 2K videos. And I know that a lot of people ain't see all those videos at once. So even if you did do it some years ago, get up and do that shit again as the grown man that you are. For any other black women out there, I can't really, specifically, name any. I'll sit up there and list what is it, like a Paris Million, what's the other girl name? Cynthia G, and any of these other black women that got large platforms that want to hate on black men all the time and they want to uplift and support black women. This is your time to sit up there and do all of that stuff, all of that shit that you like talking. This is your time to sit up there and really start speaking with your chest. Bring this young girl directly on your platform and have all of the people that follow you donate some money. And then make sure you go through and talk about what's been happening to her on social media. A 16-year-old girl getting attacked by grown people, grown individuals online. Like I said, what's the use of having content creators if they ain't really doing nothing with their platforms? What's the use? Other than benefiting yourself, getting sponsorships, making money. Because I could have sworn the whole reason to actually have a platform was to have a voice and to also highlight important issues like this. But like I said, I'm not really seeing a lot of that shit take place. But I see a lot of black content creators, they making money, they pulling in grips, they got huge followings on every single social media platform. But you got a 16-year-old girl out here that needs help defending herself, that needs help highlighting the problem. But like I said, all I see is dead silence directly out there. All I see is silence. Like I said, I keep telling people before, for whoever it is that y'all follow, we got 36 people in here. I don't care who the fuck it is that y'all follow. Y'all need to sit up there and be on their necks and on their asses and tell them that they need to do more. They need to start highlighting, other issues. They need to start talking about shit like this. Like I said before, what is the use of being a content creator and you ain't really sitting up there doing the shit that you really originally set out to sit up there and do? Some people just set out to make money. All right, you doing that. That's cool. We ain't talking about you. Let's talk about the other people that sat up there and wanted to start a social media platform to bring awareness to a lot of situations and problems out here. This is a situation and a problem. And this is still an ongoing problem where people are still being affected in Flint by the water. Like I said, this is crazy to me. This is 1,000% crazy to me. Again, where are all of these black content creators who got hundreds of thousands and millions who always tell people to go out here and motherfucking vote blue? Where y'all at? Where the fuck are y'all really at? You can always tell people to go out there and vote, but when it comes to stuff like this, how about you sit up there, some of these black content creators, I'm not sure if y'all actually realize, some of these very large black content creators, they might be millionaires at this moment in time. Ask those motherfuckers to sit up there and donate money. Her goal is to sit up there and reach 1 million. And she says she's just trying to reach that by the entity. She's not asking for no more, no less. And you mean to tell me that none of these black content creators that have been sitting up there making money from everybody out here can't sit up there and pony up $50K, $100K? Y'all can't pony up money all together? What's happening? So now you have to ask yourself, do a lot of these content creators actually care about problems? Do they actually care about situations? Or are they just here to sit up there and get money from y'all? I'm not sure if people actually took out the time to think about that for a second. Like one of my friends told me before, they always stated like content over everything. Content over everything. So you have to ask yourself, and you have to wonder, how many of these very popular people on social media are just doing stuff just for content so they can make money? And how many of them are actually doing something because they're selfless people and they're trying to make sure to use their platform in the right way so that it can benefit other people and not just them? I've been saying this for years. I told people before, it is completely fine to sit up there and critique and ask questions. A lot of content creators don't really like that. They feel that whatever it is that they say is whatever it is that they say. And I'm like, there's some problems. There's some problems with that. Because there's a difference between somebody critiquing versus somebody being a straight asshole and just saying like whatever. Two different things. I just want to specify that. I just want to make that very, very clear. But like I said, a lot of people out here cannot take critiques. And they'll make sure to ban you. They'll make sure to block you. They'll make sure to get the fuck rid of you real quick. And let me reiterate again, it's a difference between somebody being an asshole to a content creator versus somebody legitimately critiquing and asking questions, trying to get clarification, trying to get to a finite point. Two complete separate universes. Just want to clarify that again, just in case we got anybody in the back that might be a little bit confused on what it is that I'm specifically speaking on and talking about. Like I said, you got Miss Marie Copeny, 16-year-old, started an initiative when she was single digits, not even living the life of a child. She's living the life of an old soul that's almost like she's already been here already. And she's like, you know what? I wasn't completely finished about the things that I started in my previous life. So when I get reborn again, I'm going to sit up there and just like start off initially. As soon as I'm born, I'm automatically going to start off this initiative. Whatever God has planned for me, we'll see that later on in the future. But this is what I got planned for myself. This is the move that I'm going to sit up there and make. I'm going to be unstoppable. Ain't nobody going to be able to move me from what it is that I determined that I'm going to do for myself and that what I'm going to do for other people. I'm going to spend my young life to make sure that humans across the planet, don't matter the creed, don't matter the race, the religion, where you live, have clean drinking water. She is literally one person against millions. She is literally one person against governments. Because again, she's doing the work that governments should be doing. Because remember, everybody says, oh, blue, vote blue, all this other, right? They say all of that stuff. But a lot of these people not sitting up there focusing on the inadequacies and the things that people need every single day. We're living in the United States and we still got homelessness. We still got, a scene of famine. We still got problems with adoptions rate. We still got issues with missing kids. We still got issues with huge violence and criminality across the country. But yet, all that voting though, right? All that voting for a president, right? It's really fixed a lot of those problems, huh? All of that voting that people have done over time, it's really fixed the water situation though, right? You still got people right now at the start of the 2024 turning on their faucets and got brown water coming out. Could you imagine that? Brown water polluted coming directly out the faucet. So where are the political officials to fix that problem? Where are a lot of these people that got these large ass social media platforms to fix that problem? Where are they at? Silent, nowhere to be seen. There's Sandra Bullock out here, boy, girl, girl, boy. They don't see nothing except for what it is that they want to see. But then they want to make sure that they are, the main ones to sit up there and take credit if they didn't got somebody in office though. It was like, yeah, because of my platform, I sat up there and helped to get some people in office. But I'm like, what did that really do for the people though? What did that do for the people that's in shelters right now? What did that do for the homeless? What did that do for the clean water situation? How are we a first world country dealing with third world problems? I need somebody to make that make sense to me because it don't make sense. I cannot calculate that. Like I said, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not the wisest or the best in math, but those numbers don't add up to me. So, like I said before, shout out to the 16-year-old. Shout out to you. Much love, respect, and appreciation to your bloodline because you are doing what it is that a lot of adults could never do. You are doing what a lot of adults could never do. And you've been doing this for the longest time possible. And it's not even your job to do, but you made it your job. Like I said, if I had a crazy amount of money, I would be sitting up there donating. Like I wish I did, but I don't. And this is why I sat up there and said before that with enough people, numbers can be moved. If 1 million black people out here donated $1, she would have that million, almost close to $2 million on top of, what she already has. But you don't see a million black people rolling up to the scene. Or it can be even less. You don't even need that many black people. If you keep, boosting up the numbers to $5, $10, $15, or $20, you can lessen the amount of people that you actually need to donate, and you can still reach that goal. But like I said before, a lot of people are in the timeline of, what have you done for me lately? Why should I donate to you? Why should I give you this money? Like, it's crazy to me. It is 100% crazy. But like I said, it's your money is your money. You don't got to sit up there and do shit with it. Go out there and continue to go become obese. Go out there and spend that money and go get diabetes. Go out there and spend that money and go to McDonald's and wait in line for 45 minutes to get the wrong order just so you can come back and complain. And then the next day, after they already fucked you over on your order and your money, you're going to sit right back in that line where you already got disrespected over your dollars. Go right ahead. You are so right. You do not have to sit up there and donate a damn thing. But just remember, the energy that you put out as the human being that you are is going to come right back to you. So the moment in time that you know that you could actually have a beneficial effect on somebody else's life just by doing something so small, just understand the option when you decide not to take that option, people are going to do the exact same thing to you. There's going to be no room and no time to be crying because ain't nobody going to be trying to hear it. Because the moment in time that somebody else needed some assistance, needed some help, needed some protection, you opted to sit there in silence and let it happen. You just watched. So people are going to do the same thing when it details with your life, your shortcomings, any things that are obstructing you in your road. When it comes to a potential death in the family or anything serious that happens, people are just going to sit there and watch you cry. They're going to sit there and watch you go through whatever it is that you need to sit up there and go through because you wanted to be selfish in the beginning. So now everybody's going to be selfish when it's your time. But like I said, people don't understand it when they have to, look at somebody else's situation. They don't really understand it. They'll understand it when it becomes them though. When it's about them, they'll understand it. They'll feel it. But like I said, that's what karma does. Karma will hit you. Don't matter if it's sooner or if it's later. It's going to come. It's going to find you. And it's going to hit you. And it is what it is. The only person, you're not going to be able to blame God. You're not going to be able to blame the devil. You're not going to be able to blame the system. You're not going to be able to blame white people. You're not going to be able to blame nobody else that you are normally able to scapegoat away from. You're going to have to sit there in that mirror as you're crying. As you're in that little black hole, you're going to have to sit up there and deal with that by yourself. Because it's a situation that you created for yourself. So again, much love and respect to Marie Copany. I might have mispronounced your name earlier on. My apologies. But much love, respect, and appreciation. And much love and respect to your mom for raising a very awesome human being that is away from all of the nonsense, away from all of the trash directly out here. Again, I highly believe she stated on her Twitter that by 2044, she's going to be running to be president of the United States. I believe in her. She's made it this far at the age of 16, getting clean water and helping out and benefiting other adults. She has no limit. If she says that that's what she's going to do, and that is how she moves, she is going to do it. And there ain't nothing that's going to be able to stop her. She's going to get that. Like I said, this is crazy. That is crazy. That is 100% crazy. So let me go back through so I can, try to get everybody. We got a hack in the building. We got El Sheba. What is up? What is up? Wait a minute, I made a mistake and had the cursor still rolling. We got Rachel. We got Andy Gee. We got Timothy. We got Captain Sony. We got Purple Tomato. We got Veronica. We got, who else we got up in here? Let me see who else we got. We got Wanda White. I was about to say right. Who else we got? We got Prince in here. We got Gail. We got S Black. And I think, and we also got Royal Brown. So shout out to any and everybody that's been leaving comments throughout the live stream. Shout out to anybody that's showed up and stayed here the longest. throughout the live stream. Like I said, this is what is supposed to take place. If you got a platform, it's like, yo, you're supposed to be, reading about some stuff and really using whatever it is that you have to try to at least defend somebody else. Like that's realistically what we should be doing. And like I said, I'm all for the kids, because the kids don't really got a voice. They don't really got people out here defending them. And this live stream that's been going on for almost about 2 hours, just specifically talking about what Miss Marie has been doing and what it is that she has had to go through at this juncture. At this point, like I said, it's ridiculous. It's 100% ridiculous what it is that she has to go through and face. And again, for a lot of people to stand there in silence, you're justifying or giving justification for the types of verbal abuse that she is taking on online. That is not hers to take. Because like I said, you got a lot of adults out here that don't have control of their own lives, and they're adults. You got a lot of adults out here that have never conquered their own fears. They've never stood up to their fathers or their mothers or their families that have ever abused them or mistreated them. They've never stood up to any of their friends that have done the same thing. They've never stood up to any of their supervisors or their bosses. But yet you're brave enough and strong enough to try to stand up to a 16-year-old that ain't do nothing to you. That's crazy. That's very weird. And again, that shows that a lot of adults out here ain't nothing but cowards. You can't stand up to another adult because you're too shook and you're too afraid, but you got enough strength to stand up to a 16-year-old that's trying to save lives. Wow. Y'all big and bad out here. Y'all really doing it. Y'all doing it big directly out here, all while serving two gods. Ain't that something? Y'all so religious. Y'all more religious than a motherfucker out here, but y'all serving two gods though. I wonder how that's gonna, work with you when you pass by, when you are deceased. I wonder how that's gonna work out for you. When they open up that book and they read off all the things that you did, I wonder how that's gonna work out. I wonder how that's gonna look. What excuses are you gonna have when the facts are there? There's nothing, there's no celebrity or anybody else that's gonna be able to defend you. I wonder how that's gonna work out for you. Like, do you still think that you're going to supernaturally just like make it into heaven? Do you think that you're automatically deserving? Like I said, it's crazy. Like I said, that's all I'm saying. That's why I can't take people who are quote unquote Bible thumpers and churchgoers seriously, because they'll be all churchy on Sunday, but Monday through Saturday, they're doing stuff like this on social media to a 16-year-old. That's crazy. But I guess there's a scripture out there that justifies you being able to take these actions and call a 16-year-old girl a hoe. I guess there's something directly out there. I guess there's a scripture out there for you to call a 16-year-old girl out of her name, calling her a B. And people wonder why it is that the black community is strained, and why it is that the black community is in the predicament that it's in at this moment in time. And you wonder why it is that don't nobody care about the black community, nor are they trying to help, or why other black people ain't trying to come back and save the black community. That's because black people ain't trying to save themselves. That's because you got black people out here destroying themselves before they even get to a point of success. Because I'm literally watching grown adults attack a 6-year-old in 4K, trying to deter her and make sure that she does not reach what it is that she wants to reach, trying to stop any and all goals and hopes and dreams that she has, all for one of their gods. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if anybody has any comments, anything that they would actually like to specifically add to this, let me know. Let a brother know if you got anything that you want to add to this. Because I'm very much outdone. Like, I understand why people drink now. I completely understand it. I'm not a drinker, but I understand it. Because dealing with a lot of stuff on social media and seeing a lot of this stuff, Yo, it's horrendous. It is very horrendous. And this is not even, this is just one of two, because this is a young girl that's going through this at the age of 16. And I just ended up seeing another video that I think I posted directly on IG. So it's like I'm pretty outdone with a lot of people. Pretty outdone. Like it's just it's crazy. So again, if anybody would would like to actually say something, uh, let me know. And I will just, send I guess I can potentially send an invite out and let people come out and give their opinion. Because we got 29 people sitting in here, so I'm pretty sure somebody might want to potentially say something about this topic. Potentially, possibly. I don't know. Cause like I said, I'm pretty outdone. A nice 2 hours just solely talking about this topic. Like I said, this is beyond me. And again, if anybody wants to, give a shout out, show love and appreciation, you can go to Miss Marie's Twitter. So Gail said, "I'm late. Can I get a brief summary?" Um, I got you. Let me see what image can I go back to real quick. Okay, right. So Miss Marie is a 16-year-old girl, and she saw the dispute in between Meg The Stallion and Cardi. I'm sorry, Meg The Stallion and Nicki Minaj, right? And what inevitably happened is that she was like, "Yo, I'm looking at two black women who are prominent in society. They can move a lot of weight. They can shift a lot of energy. And I'm looking at them and how it is that they're using their platform and how it is that people are tearing themselves apart along with the two black women. Hey, this ain't a good look. How about we flip this negative into a positive? So let me just put an olive branch directly out there, right?" So this is what mainstream media wrote, right? 16-year-old climate activist is flooded with vile abuse from Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion fans after she urged the feuding rappers to donate earnings of their rival songs to clean water efforts in Flint, right? She didn't say nothing wrong. She didn't say nothing disrespectful or anything like that, but you got a whole bunch of people that said some of the things that you're able to see directly in front of you, right? You said you got one person up top that said "girl F you," another one that said "hey Marie, shut the F up and call some government. We busy today." Another person said "God forgive me, but I'd have to tell her to stay out of grown folks' business." Another person said, "We just don't give a F." Another person said, "You can filter the water we use after we mop the floor with this B, Meg The Stallion. Until then, step aside. This is grown folks' business." Another person said, "Girl, STFU," right? Another person basically said that she's a clout chasing hoe. Now, like I said, this is the problem that I have, where you got black women and black men, but these black men are from a specific community, and they're able to get online and they're able to call a 16-year-old a hoe. You're seeing women directly out here call a 16-year-old a B. Like, what are we doing? And you got grown adults online just watching this, allowing this to happen, right? So you got another one where a clip, my birthday is in 9 days, hashtag summer bash. This is a previous post, right? Because some people said, like, what are you specifically doing? Why don't you do more? All this other type of stuff, right? So during her 11, when she was turning 11, she just wanted people to donate money so that other kids could also have a party. She's like, "Hey, I'm not a selfish person. I want to sit up there and share, my positive whatever with other kids, so that they're not left out because they might have less than me. So I would rather sit up there and share and try to raise awareness and also get them something at the same time." So that's what she decided to do at the age of 11. How many of these grown ass adults that are leaving these negative ass comments to the 16-year-old has ever done anything like that? They haven't. So you got one person that set up and said, save the energy for the government and voters in your community. Another person said, Flint been had the dirtiest pipes for the longest. Y'all need to tell y'all president to shed some light. Another person said, urge Big Sean and Eminem to do it. Another person said, Black Label responded to the woman above that said, urging the men to do it. That person said, okay, so I looked. Eminem and Big Sean are both donated to the Flint water crisis already. They both brought media awareness and attention to it. Little Miss Flint's tweet went out to Nicki and Megan prior to the Eminem and Benzino thing, but I don't see the issue with her asking them to bring awareness. And then the weirdest comment of all, well, technically the second one is this one, in the middle, who said, I hope baby girl walks out of the situation like 50 Cent after taking all them bullets. Next time, clout chase somewhere else. So you want to sit up there and try to put a 16-year-old in the same type or associate them in the same type of instance as a black man who got physically wounded on the streets? And you say that you hope that she makes it out of there and that, well, next time you'll know better, so don't clout chase here. Yo, that's, like I said, these are grown people sitting up there writing this about somebody's daughter. She is 16 years old. She's only trying to bring awareness to get humanity, humans all over the world, better drinking water, to better their circumstances. And this is the type of energy that she is getting from grown-ass adults. Grown-ass adults. So you got some other ones directly up here, right? And you got the same comments directly up there. Another one up top said, after you played with her and asked her if she's okay, you better hit Rock Nation up or something, Little Miss Flint, talking about, I guess, referring to Meg Thee Stallion, right? Another person said, maybe because there's an actual water crisis going on in the world, and the beef between millionaires isn't the most important thing in the world, right? Another person wrote, a woman said, there's also people getting egged out in Palestine. We don't care about water that has been dirty since forever. And again, I'm going to reiterate, this little girl worked with a scientist in order to create the water filter that you see right down there. And then the funniest thing is, right, she worked with a scientist to actually create a solution which most adults have never even done in their life. They can't even solve their own adult problems that they actually specifically created in their own lives, right? And then somebody decided to be a smartass in the comment section, and they were like, "Yo, even after or if these people get this water filter, how are they going to be able to afford to get another one?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" I'm like, "So she gave a solution, and all you're trying to do is talk about some mythical problem?" Wow. Again, these are grown ass adults coming at a 16-year-old. Grown ass adults, they got like kids, they in their 20s, 30s, 40s, all of this good stuff, right? And these are grown ass adults coming after this little girl who is doing more than 90+% of adults have ever done in their lives. Another person said, so why do you keep running to social media to amplify it? I'm not attacking you, but it seems you keep bringing this up when there's more going on in the world. Another person, girl, you go help. There's so many things happening all around the world. Shut up. And the person directly underneath said, "Oh, let me move the banner real quick." Right. The person underneath said, "What have you actually done so far?" The arrogance, the ignorance that you are able to see on social media is astonishing. Again, this is what people want to state to a 16-year-old that's actually doing more than most adults. Right? And then you got this one here, right? You got this dude by the name of Terrell. He said, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I'm sorry, but y'all reaching. She said, let me take the banner down again. She said, "Oh, you checking for me? Did you come over here to call me a hoe again?" So I want y'all to understand that Terrell is a man. He's a man of another community. I made sure to check his page. He called somebody's daughter a hoe. He disrespected somebody's daughter, devalued somebody's daughter. She never at any point in time, I done went through this girl's social media. At no point in time has she ever, and out of all of the men and women that have disrespected her, called her out of her name, she has never returned that same type of energy and fire. But this is what she gets though. And like I said, it's weird to me to see adults do this and allow this to take place. It's weird to me. Right? So then we go to the next clip, and this is a larger version of Terrell, right? Remember, he said to the left side, what the F this got to do with anything? I'm sorry, but y'all reaching, right? She said, oh, you checking for me. You came back to call me a hoe again. So he responded, when did I ever call you a hoe? Hoe. See that? But for a lot of the black women, these are your best friends though. These are your best male friends though. And you're watching this dude disrespect a 16-year-old online. But like I said, where are the black women who are friends or family with this dude to check this dude, to tell him like, yo, this ain't right? Because chances are you wouldn't be talking this way to your grandmother. You wouldn't be talking like this to your great grandmother, your great aunt. You wouldn't be talking like this to the elders in your family. But it's like, yo, this is completely cool though. But let a man roll up and call one of his female relatives out of their name. Oh, he's trying to sit up there and start swinging. He's windmilling all over the place though, right? He's trying to really pull up and come see somebody because that man disrespected his family member, but yet he's free to be on social media to disrespect. And this is a grown man disrespecting a 16-year-old, a grown man from a different community disrespecting a 16-year-old girl. And all I'm simply asking is, where's the black woman out here to check this dude? Because this is y'all problem. This is your best friend. This is your family member. This is what I've seen countless times in countless videos for over decades that black women have allowed to take place. And now you see how this is now a real problem. So not only did he sit up there and call her a hoe once or twice, he did it 3 times because he replied back. He was like, are you okay? Because why are you here, hoe? Like I said, and I've tried. Andy G said, I think you misunderstood the 50 Cent comment. Look, I'm looking at all of these comments and I've been seeing a field of negative comments. All I'm saying is this. I've been seeing this young girl, a misunderstanding or not. For her to even be associated with a situation like that, I'm not for that. I've been looking at this girl get disrespected on social media for hours. I'm not. I don't care if it's a misunderstanding. I'm simply stating that certain things just shouldn't be said. Certain things, she's been taking verbal abuse. As I stated earlier, a lot of women have came to me and be like, yo, Seji, verbal abuse is just as bad as mental abuse. And I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I'm taking what it is that women have told me over the years and I'm applying it to this situation. She's taking so much verbal abuse from both black men and black women. But ain't nobody saying nothing and doing nothing about it. Like I said, and I said earlier, I was going to sound like a broken record, repeat myself, because it's that serious. Because I don't think that people actually understand the severity of the situation. She's trying to do something so good right now. You don't know where her mental is. You don't know where her psyche is at the age of 16. You don't know if she might be teetering on whatever. But yet all of this energy is getting delivered onto her, all of this negative, unwanted energy. And all people are going to sit up there and say is like, well, you can turn off the internet. You can sit up there and run from this. If your platform is built on social media, and this is how you get to people, and this is how you try to donate or get people to donate, you can't run from that. You have to basically take that head on so that you can accomplish the goal that you need to accomplish. But then behind that, people say, well, people need to get thicker skin. And how about people need to shut the fuck up? People need to keep, a lot of comments specifically to themselves, especially if you're trying to aim stuff at a 16-year-old. You need to just stay back directly off of that. Just do that. Like I said, like it's for me, I said this is crazy. This is crazy. And he said, I think that guy made it meant that he hopes that she makes it out like us. Yo, I'm not for anything that is referencing any type of aiming. when it deals with a child, I'm not, nah, nope. I don't even ever think I even tried to reference a child being bulletproof, because like I said before, a lot of words have meaning. A lot of words carry energy. So I'm like, I'm not even trying to, put anything out there. Like I said, if people don't understand what I'm saying, or get where I'm going with this, it is what it is. You know, Prince said, I just followed this young lady, and I remember when she hit the scene years ago. Mo said some of these people need physical therapy. Gail said, this is abhorrent, seriously. And also said, Gail said, these are not men and women, they are male and female. I mean, yeah, but, like I said before, this whole situation is crazy, because I can only imagine how it would feel if I actually, if I had a daughter and she was doing something that's positive, and she was getting all this type of, like, I'd be ready to fight everybody. Now, of course, that's not the, the right way to sit up there and go about stuff, but it's like, yo, when you see your child up there, and they're just taking on all of this stuff by themselves, it's like, yo, you feel like, in a sense, helpless. So it's like, yo, instead of feeling helpless, I'm about to sit up there, it's about to be raised up, and like, yo, people gonna have to come see somebody. But like I said, a lot of these adults out here are cowards. They've never fought or handled anything in their life. They've been through a whole bunch of abusive situations, either if it dealt with a family or a significant other, but they ain't never been bold enough to stand up there. You had a lot of adults that probably done put hands on you or said a whole bunch of shit, but you ain't been big and bad then, but you want to be big and bad towards a 16-year-old. Like I said, that's clown work. That's goofy. Straight goofy. But like I said, a lot of these people don't understand up until something serious happens. So again, all of those things need to be collected. Everybody that's a part of the situation is an accessory. If anything happens at any time that negatively affects this young lady, all of those names need to be collected, given directly to the FBI and the police, and detectives need to start sitting up there going to work. That's all I'm saying. Because this is crazy. This is a child. And you're looking at a grown ass man. Let me sit up there and sip my drink and show you my designer purse while I sit up there and disrespect this 16-year-old girl. That's crazy. And to sit up there and watch women justify and sit there in silence as this dude is doing this is crazy to me. Like I said, this 16-year-old, this young black girl, does not deserve any of this hate that she's getting from both black men and black women on here. She does not deserve it. And like I said, I would hope that this doesn't happen to anybody's child, realistically. I would very much hope that nothing like this will happen to anybody's child. But like I said, some people don't understand it up until they got to deal with it, and it's at their front door. So, hopefully, if and when that point arrives for a lot of those people, hopefully your God is going to be there to protect you. Hopefully your God is going to be there to walk with you. Hopefully your God is going to be there to help you see your way directly out of that situation. Hopefully your belief in your faith is as strong as it is when you decided to attack a 60-year-old girl. Hopefully it's that way too. But, like I said, it is what it is. But I think that was it. We've been going strong for about 2 hours and 18 minutes. I got a video about the same topic. It's a lot shorter. It's about, I think, maybe 16 minutes. I will have that uploaded pretty soon if I don't already have it uploaded. So just in case if anybody missed it, everything is condensed, and it's directly right there in front of you to take on and and see as you please. Like I said, black people need to do better. It's like there's nothing else I can sit up there and I don't know. There's no other way that I can sit up there and put it. Black people need to do better. And these kids out here that are doing the correct things, they need the most protection. So let's stop giving all of this negative interaction and energy to a lot of the black kids that are doing the wrong things. And let's start sheltering in providing protections and instilling hope and faith into, you know, young kids like Marie Copney who are doing the right things in life. Let's do that. And again, for a lot of the black people out there that got these large ass platforms, where the fuck are you at to sit up there and highlight this and to showcase this and to talk about this and to bring her onto your platform so that y'all can help her raise money? If Meg and Nicki Minaj aren't going to do it, then a lot of these other people, that's these everyday people that got these large ass social media platforms, y'all need to stand the fuck up and start doing it. But anyways, that's it for the live stream. You know, I love you guys a lot. Thank you guys for listening. Again, if you don't know who Miss Copney is, let me see if I can get the social media directly up there. This is her social media right here. So you can, you know, check her directly out on Twitter. I'm not sure if she has like a TikTok or an IG or whatever it is. Again, you know, some stuff needs to, you know, be done. You know, make sure you know, if you want to also give any positive shout outs to her and her mom, you can do it by way of, you know, the social media platform. And again, this is her platform. You can tell by the blue check that means that it is official. It is, you know, that social media platform. So, again, thank you guys for listening. Love you guys a lot. Hopefully you guys will have a great day. Today is, you know, Thursday. It's almost close to the weekend. So hopefully anybody out there, if you're, you know, at work, working late night, the same way that you left work, I hope you make it there the same exact way. Make sure to value and love yourselves, take care of yourselves. And yeah, that's it. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation to any and all who have listened to the platform. I will have a shorter version of this video posted in a few for those who might have missed the live stream. So again, thank you guys, and I will see you on the next live stream.